Hi guys, welcome to another SLTD Wrestling Roundtable podcast. We're here as always. This week we are doing our Clash in Paris review. We're using the same format we used for SummerSlam, so if you heard that episode, you know it'll be a bit different. We're not just going to sit here and break down everything and be like, okay, what do you think of this match? Let's talk about this match. Let's talk about this match. We've got some top moments. We've got some things we liked, things we didn't. We've got quickfire ratings, and then we're going to move on to the most ridiculous named pay-per-view ever invented, Wrestlepalooza. I'll throw it round the table and we will get into it. Adam, you okay?
Yeah, mate, just back in work. So, yeah, carrying on. Like, stay a full timetable today, so it's been a bit hectic, it's been a bit crazy. Everything else this week has just been meetings and getting stuff sorted.
Nice. Have you got any irritating children in your classes? Do you like you're already the normal?
Never, no, 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 don't have a single one. Nope.
Like you're already the normal.
I've not met my year nines yet.
Right.
Um, and the thing that struck with my year nines is typically film studies tends to be a bit of a boys' subject. But I've got a class of 22, I think, and all but three of them are girls. So
Interesting.
part of me is like, I need to like loosen down some of my film choices here and maybe towards, some more sort of like female centric starring
Yeah.
options here.
No gratuitous sex scenes in the middle of films.
Not that I do that in GCSE film
I
studies
was gonna
anyway, but
say.
that's not on the exam.
Callum, you all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Looking forward to talk about Clash in Paris and Wrestlepalooza. And I'm sure we're going to light it up at some point.
Oh God. You started, guys. You started.
It started.
So, um, our three talking points we've already predetermined. Oh, I'm gonna do them in the order of the show. Okay. Which makes the most sense, I feel like. So our first, like, top three moments is the rightly or wrongly beatdown of Roman Reigns. I feel like this is kind of a thing that they do a lot of all the time. Just you don't need to write them off. Just let him finish the match and not come back until he needs to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't have to be on Raw. He can
yeah,
just not be there for a bit.
yeah. It's really weird. This is like the third time they've done it, where it's like, oh, you're part time, so we're gonna have to write you off TV, even though it's just weird. I don't understand it.
Is
I'll be
this
honest
the
with you.
is this the break to War Games, do you think?
I don't know. Do you think he's gonna be in war? Do you think we're gonna have another Bloodline War Games?
I feel like it's a borderline War Games against the Vision War Game
Hmm. But
Yeah.
then,
with a couple of like spotted in, you know.
but who are you gonna? I don't know.
Because you've got so what you do Jimmy J, Roman, and then maybe do like Punk and Knight. Is it five Punk and Knight? And then you do.
What about Jacob?
I suppose you could. Yeah. Well,
Do you
no,
then
because I don't think Solo and the Tower and the Tonga and the Tongan kid are going to get involved. But like, and then the other side you do
Billy Tonga Tangy?
Seth, yeah, Seth, Seth Bronson, and then I suppose that's it. Then innit? You need another two.
or
Paul?
do you do it like do you do a mixed war games where you
Mm,
then have Reigns, Jimmy, Punk and AJ against
Styles?
Seth no, Lee.
Don't know who you're
Um
McAteer.
against we could do if you want to. Against Seth, Bronson, Braun, Becky, and Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
Because we might mention this later, but you know the whole the vision the fatal four way
Yeah.
when Seth started shouting Paul, it took me a minute to realize who he was talking about. I was like, who's Paul? Who's this Paul person that's gonna come and
What?
help him?
Who?
Who?
Yeah. Um, so right, we'll get to that in a minute, right? I don't know when I don't know if he's coming back for War Games, but like it's weird because he won the match. He did his thing. He got his shoes back. I'd be so annoyed as well if, like, he was because he was writing on the shit, and I was just like, let him finish what he's doing, so like four people can have
That
shoes.
third and fourth shoe could have been
Yeah,
me.
someone's writing there, it's like, oh my God, this is mine. I'm having it. Like this is happening, and then he's going to throw it, and then he's hitting with a spear, and you're just like, you absolute bitch. Like,
Part of me was like, I don't know if I want them now with the
yeah,
shoelaces that have been cut off.
oh, I would want them
You'd still have
100%.
them.
Yeah, I would. That would be going on my wall. A signed shoe by Roman Reigns. A
Yeah.
signed Jordan 1, 100%. Yeah, so this is the thing that annoys me, right? Is that, as I say, so we don't know when he's coming back. The argument is it's not Wrestlepalooza, you would
Yeah,
say,
I doubt it.
Yeah.
unless he's coming back at Wrestlepalooza to face um Bron Breakker, maybe. I don't
I feel
know.
like if anything, that'd probably be a crown jewel. But again, but it's like you're going to bring
Yeah,
him back to fly him to Australia for a match.
To say you're not going to write him off for 2 weeks and then bring him back, are you? I
true.
Yeah,
mean, he's doing a film, isn't he? Reigns in
he's
actually in
doing the Street
Australia
Fighter.
itself.
Yeah,
He's doing
Yeah,
Street Fighter, and I assume like he's going to be filming that for 5 to 6 weeks, possibly.
yeah, but so's
Um,
Cody, and Cody's back
yeah.
soon.
Cody's only in it a little bit, I think.
Cody's got only got like a minor role.
Cody's Guile. How can Guile have a minor role? He's
And
Guile.
that's what they've said. That's what they've said. You
Have
know,
they not seen the original? He's the main guy.
they've probably seen the original and gone, yeah, we're not doing that.
All right.
Considering I
Interesting
have
movie
no
fact.
idea what you're
An
talking
interesting
about.
movie fact for you is do you know the guys who were making the original Street Fighter had
Yeah.
only seen films of Jean-Claude Van Damme dubbed, right? So that's why he got the part because he was like, oh my God, he's so good. And he'd only seen him dubbed, and then someone was like, is he like Austrian or something, or what is he? Was he
Belgian.
Belgian?
Belgian.
Brussels from
Muscles
Sorry,
from
Brussels. The
Brussels.
muscles from
yeah,
Brussels.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I apologize.
Not
And
the this Vienna from somewhere.
no, and then they
Vienna
were
from
like,
Vienna.
for making the film with the casting or director or whoever was like, he's not even from America, and they were like, what are you on about? And then they'd already offered him and thingy, and that's how he got it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because
well.
you know he's all American, but he's not. There
It's
you
not.
go. Interesting fact for you there. Yes. So this was a big thing, but I don't like it. I wanted to mention the two Ula Fallas thing.
Mhm.
The general internet consensus, we'll say, if that's what you want to put it, is looking at it towards if you were two, there's no one above you, which means I'm the boss.
Mm.
So the argument is, are they teasing the idea of um Reigns versus The Rock?
But have you seen how skinny The Rock's got?
Well, he can get fat, not fat. He can get
He
muscly
can
again.
get fat.
He can get muscly again. And so what if he slimmed down? Like he can still go.
I mean, he looks better for it, I think. I think he looks
Same
healthier
as
for it.
same as my mate Dave. Like Batista's
True.
dropped pure weight and he looks
Mhm.
spectacular. Know what I mean? So
My issue with this, with the Paris Duda,
yeah,
is I remember looking at the runtime
yes.
when you got to White at Six and Street Profits. I can't remember if it was just during the White at Six's out the Street Profits entrance or it was the start of the match, but that was 59 minutes at that point, which
Mhm.
meant that all of this beforehand, 45 minutes to close to an hour. Like, really? Do we need all that?
It's
It's
like
too much.
the beatdown felt like it went on for a really long time before
Yeah.
Jay
Mm.
made the save as well.
Mm.
Because I caught up with it Sunday night and I thought, oh, that's a really good match. And I was like, they're just beating down Roman and
Yeah.
no one is coming out to help him. And it felt like it went on for another like 3 or 4 minutes than it was needed. Um, it's difficult to know when he will return because I think the obvious direction is him versus Rollins, hopefully at Mania.
Yeah.
So does Roman return at Royal Rumble? I mean, I wouldn't be against him winning the Rumble.
I feel like the setting though, they're leaning more towards Seth and Punk being like this, like generational thing. I feel like
Mm.
the Punk Reigns thing is like, eh, we'll get to it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I feel like that's a bit of a misstep in my eyes. Like it should be a thing where it's like, whilst we've got Reigns, do
We
Reigns.
need to do this. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But it feels a lot like what's like what was I gonna say? When Hogan came back and he did Hogan Rock, and you talked to not talk to, but you listened to Bruce Pritchard, and he was like, the idea was to do like Austin the next year, or we'll get to Austin and Hogan, and it never happened. And it's a bit like as big as Hogan Rock was, I feel like Hogan Austin would be bigger because it's Hogan and Austin, and I
There's an
feel
argument
like
for both, though, isn't there? Because there's the
that's what
argument
I
of
mean.
like, are you pulling the trigger too soon, or
Yeah, but it's the same
no?
now. Like, arguably, I think Reigns Seth is a bigger match and a more like there's more history there than
Mm.
yeah,
saying some shit on the internet. Do you know what I mean? Like saying,
Yeah, I think with all the stuff of Punk and Seth that we've had, not forgetting the fact that they did have a match at the start of the year.
yeah,
They had the triple threat match. They've had all the stuff in between. Part of me isn't like yearning to have that match again. I
yeah,
feel like we're gonna get it again. I feel like we're getting a mixed tag at Wrestlepalooza. I feel like maybe even at Crown Jewel, you might end up having Punk and Rollins. Some people were saying maybe you do Punk and Knight, but don't
mm,
know. But I think Mania seems to point more towards Punk and Reigns,
yeah,
Rollins and Reigns.
yeah. So then
yeah.
you have Reigns possibly return at Rumble, then maybe face Braun
I
at
don't want Reigns to win the
Elimination.
Rumble.
It's got
I
to be
mean,
back before
I
the
really
Rumble.
don't. I don't want
You
Reigns to
can't,
win the Rumble.
you can't be out for the rest of the year. Like that's mad.
This is why I'm saying War Games.
Yeah,
War Games feels far more natural to be like
You know what?
a
I think
surprise like guest, a
the
surprise, not a surprise
gutsy
guest, a
thing and
surprise
the
pick.
ballsy things to do is to have him come back at War Games. This is Reigns, right? Where it's like, who's the fifth man on that team? Who's the fifth man on that team? And you know it's Reigns, so they don't leave it as a surprise. They sort of announce it beforehand,
who's the
right?
fifth man? We're getting with all these people in the bloodline. Who could it be?
Who could it be? Who could it be? Sami Zayn. Who could it be? Right? And then you have him come back, but then literally first match back, you run another injury angle. You have him decimate him again.
Like,
That's the
And then
no,
he's
but
off for
that's the
another
thing.
3 months.
Yeah, where it's literally like Reigns has just come back. They put him on the shelf. He's just come back, right? And then the assumption is, right, that he's gonna win and he's gonna prevail with his team, and they're gonna get and the Vision's gonna get the comeuppance. Nah, right? The Vision are gonna win the War Games, and they're gonna take him out again. We told you once. We're gonna tell you again. Stay at home. This isn't it.
hey, oh,
Stay at home.
all right, okay. Well, we'll talk about more down that end in a bit. So yeah, I wasn't a fan, but anyway, whatever. Right, our next moment that me and Callum have decided, and you're not sure about this, so I want to know what you're saying. Um, Logan Paul's best match. I would have to agree because
Yeah.
this was Callum's shout. He was like, "Yeah, it's the best." I would probably agree. Adam, you are less agreeant on this.
Yeah. So context wise, I watched most of Clash until the Cena Logan match, and then I caught up with that the day after.
Right.
So I'd seen the plaudits that people were giving it, where it was like best match of Cena's of this run,
I don't think that.
Logan's best match ever, blah 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 blah. And I think when I went back and watched it, I've written down here in our ratings, and we'll do ratings later, right? But I've put one of the best matches I've ever seen that I've been so frustrated with. It was rinse and repeat moves from Logan Paul. I felt like he did every single one of his moves twice, just to try and get through the match because the match was longer than the matches that he usually has.
Yeah.
It felt rehearsed within an inch of its life, but in terms of the structure of a wrestling match, it did the job that it needed to do.
Mm.
So it's one of those things where it's like you've hit every beat that you need to hit for me to say that's a good match,
Yeah.
but you've rehearsed it too much, and I can tell you've rehearsed it too much, and you've run out of moves to do, so you've repeated your moves again.
Mm.
And then there's a
Yeah.
little bit of nostalgia washing by going, look at John do those moves.
I mean, he's pulled
So
out some moves there, like, you know what I
yeah, but
mean?
Yeah,
I'm not with it being Logan's best match. For me, I think that's still the AJ match.
All right, okay.
yeah.
My favorite Logan match is weirdly is against Reigns.
The Crown Jewel Super
Yeah,
Showdown, but do
yeah.
yeah, that one.
That was a good match.
Hmm.
But that was very rehearsed as well. You could see there was a lot of,
Yeah.
but you could see John like I know. You could see you could see Cena talking to him throughout the match. So I don't
Yeah.
know if that's a bit where it's like it is rehearsed or it's like, right, we're gonna have to run this again because we're in the middle of it and
Hmm.
Mm.
you're too quick. Do you know what I mean? I think he's a
Hmm.
good wrestler. I think the argument with Logan Paul is he'll never be called a good wrestler because of how he came into the business. Do you know what I mean? And the way he
Mm.
has thingied, even if he was amazing. It's like the Miz. Like the Miz is always looked down on and will never ever get the flowers he deserves because he's the Miz. Do you know what I mean?
I think that sort of view of Logan Paul is going further and further away with the more matches that he has and the more appearances that he has. Because I
Yeah.
think definitely initially where he was essentially a part-timer who would come in and doing a certain number of matches. Whereas now, to be fair, I feel like he's been on TV every week for a good number of months now.
Yeah, I quite thought
Yeah.
like
And like he had a match at SummerSlam. He's had other matches this year. Like this is the year that he's wrestled the most. So I do feel like he's sort of doing away with that. I think the bigger issue was that they put a title on him when they knew that he wasn't going to be there.
yeah, I think that's the issue all the time, innit? Where it's like
Yeah,
that's not him though, is it? That's the
that's the booking.
brass.
Yeah.
Yeah, who were like, actually, this is a good idea. I don't. It, so why do you think it was his best match, Callum?
I think it's because there was no sort of viral moment. So think about every Logan Paul match up to this one. It's like he has to hit an elbow drop or a splash through a table whilst holding a drone. There has to be KSI there or ISO Speed there or someone else dressed up in a
Yeah, I
Prime
get you.
bottle.
Yeah,
And I think sometimes when he's had matches in the past, like the one that he had against AJ or the triple threat against Orton and KO at last year's WrestleMania, you're always waiting for the moment where they're outside of the ring. Oh no, someone's on the announce table. This is going to happen. Whereas this one just felt like a straight up wrestling match. And obviously, like
yeah,
in terms of quality, it was nowhere near as good as John Cena versus AJ Styles from Royal Rumble 2017. And not a lot could actually match up to that. But in terms of just a straight up match with no shenanigans, no like you think of the times where he uses like the brass knuckles in his match, or like one of his goons passes the brass knuckles to him, and you just there's times where I get frustrated watching Logan Paul wrestle because you can predict what's going to happen, and yes, like his move set is very limited, and that's sort of to be expected for someone with like 3-4 years of experience.
mm.
Um,
He's a bit of a highlight reel, and I think that's the
Yeah, and
argument.
like to be
Yeah.
honest, like we didn't get like a highlight reel, and I
Yeah,
think that was nice. There wasn't like a moment where like you're going to see on X the next morning. Like
mm.
he actually wrestled it as someone who is a full-time wrestler instead of someone who is just a celebrity who does these insane spots every
Yeah,
match. So it felt like the closest thing to a wrestling match that Logan Paul could have, and I
yeah,
think
I
that's
get you.
why it was his best match because it feels like those are the sort of matches he could have if he wanted to do it week in week out. Like
Mm.
the things that he's done in the past, like jumping off the top turnbuckle through a table, you can't really be doing that every match because
Yeah.
it'll get boring.
Yeah.
So it's like he's saving like his big stuff for the big shows, whereas on these sort of PLEs against opponents like John Cena, he can just have just a match and it's
Mm.
still quite good. And I think also it was definitely Cena's second best match this year. I would say, like behind the Cody at SummerSlam.
Only
Um,
SummerSlam was his best, without a doubt. I
Cody
don't think it's
SummerSlam
gonna
was
get
his
better.
best for certain.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that Cena was doing, like the monkey flip, the code red,
Yeah.
sort of countering the crossbody that Logan hit into the AA.
Mm.
It felt, yes, you can say it felt rehearsed, but that's wrestling. Like you're not gonna
Not
like all of a sudden,
necessarily.
wow.
That's wrestling, so
Sometimes,
shut up. All right.
but then not
I'll fight
necessarily
you.
so.
We'll see if that's
But
real.
but it's like it's not gonna be a moment where it was like Cena's like, hey, why is he up there hitting that move?
Yeah.
You're not trying to do something to catch someone off guard.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it was good. Like it was
it'll be
better than I
interesting.
expected it to be.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we all rate it. I'll say that because Callum needs to give it 5 stars now because
Oh no, I'm not doing that. It's not even the highest. It's not even my highest ranked match of the night.
Jesus.
What?
Our last top three moments that were stand out. Becky joining the Vision. Feel like this is just gonna be a love-in for some other diva. I'll be honest. So, used to smash away. I'll be honest.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think I am in the same position as Callum to be like, oh my God, AJ Lee's coming back, blah, 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 blah. Because it was one of these things where, again, I'd sort of caught up with the sort of, the thing, everything going on around it.
Mm.
So it was like, oh, Becky did this thing at the end of the Fatal Four Way. I was like, all right, okay. And the fans chanted AJ, and then like there was some Instagram posts where they were like, you know what, this is setting up, and I just thought this is going to be another one of them things where people seem to think that AJ is coming back,
Oh yeah,
and
it's gonna
then
be
I
Punk
woke
and
up
it's
to,
gonna have a mixed tag match. And it's gonna be Punk and fucking
well, I
yeah,
saw that post as
someone.
well where someone was like, they're going to shit the bed massively, and it's going to be like Punk and Rhea versus Seth
Yeah,
and
I
Becky.
was thinking Roxanne Perez. That's what I was thinking because he loves her, doesn't he? So
They're going to bring Cora Jade back.
yeah, they're gonna
Just
encourage Jay just for
yeah.
that match. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then I saw the thing that happened on Raw with the slap and all that kind of stuff, and and then him saying, "Oh, tremendous! It's in Chicago." And like I said this to Amy the other day, I said they're doing that thing where similar to what AEW did when Punk came back, where it was like they're not announcing it, they're not saying that this is what's going to happen. They're allowing everyone to sort of put two and two together and hopefully get four, but then they might get five when this is my brutality is. And at that point, you're really testing the popularity of Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
Like, can she withstand the fact that she
yeah,
comes out and isn't the person that they think is going to come?
that's it. You know what I mean? Remember the Rumble when everyone thought like someone was coming out or someone was
Oh,
It was supposed to
Brian.
be Brian 2014
yeah,
Yeah,
and
and it
number
was
30.
it
yeah,
was Ray.
and it was Ray.
It was
Ray got
Ray.
booed. Ray's never
Get
been
booed,
booed in his
Ray.
life. Like Ray's
Can't
always
boo
been
Ray
a bit like
Mysterio.
coming in and like doing
Who
head
actually
touches with
eliminated
kids.
Ray? Because they got a huge cheer and they were a heel.
Yeah, so it's
Was he
like
like Kane and Big Show just doing the
that's
chucking
it.
over of everyone? Well, that was the year
Doing
after, whatever.
That was year after.
he's running in and like touching heads and going to give his mask to kids, and kids are like, nah,
Who are you?
like
I'm
why are
here for
you
the goat.
why are you here? What are you doing? Yeah, right. So taking the speculation of AJ, which I'll come back to in a minute, um, is Becky in the Vision a good step or a bad step? Does it make that faction feel different because there's a woman in it? Because I always said this
I
about Judgment Day. Like,
I think, and I'm gonna steal Ross's from Cultaholic's idea for this. I think it was him anyway, right? He pitched he pitched this happening, but not with Becky Lynch. He pitched it with Jordan Grace,
oh,
Mm.
and I think that would have been good.
because
I
it's all
think I
like
think
monsters.
yeah, I think the issue with it being Becky is it's a bit too much on the nose for it having to be husband and wife versus husband and wife. Like, do we really need to do that?
See, I get what you're saying, but I feel like for everybody who says, oh, like so say it was Jordan Grace, or say it was Rhea Ripley, or what, it doesn't matter who it was. Say it was any other woman on the roster. You've got a bunch of people who are going to be like, why didn't you just have Becky? Becky makes the most sense.
It'd
And
be like
then
Becky was right there.
yeah,
Your
and
actual
then
wife was there to be
Yeah.
part of your
yeah,
group.
and then because it's Becky, people are like, oh, that's a bit. It's on the nose.
So you're never gonna win
No.
either way.
So it's like, so you may as well
All
have
I'm saying
Becky
is the last
because
time we had a real life couples tag match, it was Miz and Maurice versus Cena and Nikki Bella, and we know how well that went.
No, no,
So
no. You had Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice.
oh yeah,
That's at least better than
no
that.
one remembers that, Callum.
yeah. Right. I love Becky in the Vision. I always like when they mix it up. Like that's why I liked Judgment Day so much because you never really get that. These only ever these. I watched wrestling when there was like a woman in a faction was always like just the manager,
Mm.
just there for to the R fellas to look at. Like that was it, really. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in a like a bad way towards them, but that's just the way it worked back then. Like that's
Yeah.
how long I've been a wrestling fan for, and I get it. When you put somebody in who can hold their own, that's quite interesting.
Mm.
Like Rhea was an equal, and in some parts like the leader of Judgment Day. I'm not saying obviously Becky's going to be the leader, but she can hold her own. The only thing I don't like is the fact that she seems to be like very much like all over Seth. Like,
I didn't expect. When I watched Raw. I didn't
yeah,
expect the kiss
yeah,
because I feel that to me is like that's like old school,
yeah.
like way of doing it. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't need to be that you are all over each other.
Well,
You could
again,
just
going back to Rhea, like Rhea and Dom were together, were at
yeah,
this angle, never ever kissed, never
yeah.
ever was a thing. It wasn't that, but it was, but they never needed to do that.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I like it. My my argument with AJ coming back is, does everyone think that AJ was this fantastic wrestler who was ahead of a time because the bar of wrestling women was so low? This is what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
I've
but
said
you've
this.
said that before.
I
You've
know.
said that she was, and she was ahead of her time, and you've never
No,
caveated it with,
no,
is that
she
just because the
was.
bar was so low?
Right, but that's the thing. So if she is really good, like she's super good. Like the same with Paige, them two like were head and shoulders above the rest of the roster. But the argument is, were they so good because the bar, like because people was like, I watched the Nikki match the other day. Like that's where the bar was when AJ was there. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
I
guys.
think you
You know
make the
what I
case
mean?
and say yes, but because of her being, I mean, this is the quite scary thing. She was 28 when she retired in
Yeah.
2015. That's not even sort of prime age now for being a female wrestler. You look at Becky Lynch, who's like the same
Oh
age
yeah,
as
that's yeah,
AJ
yeah.
Lee. So AJ like didn't wrestle Sasha, she didn't wrestle Charlotte, she didn't wrestle Bailey, Becky, Io, Asuka. There's so many names
Yeah.
there. Like the landscape of women's wrestling changed.
But that's what I'm saying, is
Like
that
that yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the landscape of women's wrestling changed overnight, almost around the time that AJ retired.
yeah.
So it's like when you look at who was there, like the pool of talent that was there when AJ was women's champion, and this is like nothing against them. It was just like the unfortunate time for women's wrestling or divas wrestling, where you watched her versus Naomi, you could watch her versus Eva Marie, Tamina, Summer Rae. Like the total divas era really devalued divas wrestling because
You
it was
take that back.
all
Total Divas was amazing. How dare you?
well. That's your opinion.
I
My
ended up watching a
opinion,
reel of John Cena on Total Divas before on the tram on the way
What?
home, and I was
It
like,
was
that's the villain. That's the
it was
villain.
so good. Like
but it didn't do it. It didn't do a lot for the in ring
No,
aspect
and
of
this is the
wrestling, though.
argument I'm making, right? So it's one of them where is this a case of like, don't get me wrong, it could be like I could be completely wrong. Like Paige, like is a really good wrestler, no matter who she's wrestling.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? So, and she was there around that time, and the argument always when I say this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't, like the bar was pure low. You gotta think like the stuff that Sis Stratus is pulling off now.
Yeah,
Like, and having that match she had with Becky in a cage was sublime. Like, she
Mm.
couldn't have had a match like that when she was women's champ in like
yeah,
early 2000s because it just wasn't like that. But she still has that in it. That's my argument. Is that like,
yeah.
is everyone like, oh my God, AJ Lee's amazing, and going back and watching her do all this kind of stuff, but then thinking, is she going to be able to hold her own, or is she just coming back for one match? Like, is she only coming back for that match and then that's it?
I don't know because then that's the other argument there is that oh, is she going to get the bug? Is she going to come back and be
Well,
like,
maybe, yeah. I
you
don't
know,
know. But
let's do a Mania match. Let's be
yeah,
in the Rumble.
I don't know.
Again,
Would it
like
be shocking to think she's coming back? I'm not so sure.
again, like she's the same age as Becky Lynch, so she could still have
So
five years.
when did she retire?
2015, just after
Mania
WrestleMania
31.
31.
So 10 years ago.
Yeah,
So bloody hell, Dominic Mysterio was like
I
20.
can see a match and then I can see a Rumble appearance.
Imagine that.
yeah, and I could even see you maybe Hall of Fame followed up
Yeah.
by I mean, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a retirement match at WrestleMania 42 because it's like
Just I don't know.
she could have a run. Like
Yeah.
you talk about Trish Stratus. I mean,
Yeah.
Trish is what? Is she going to be 50 this year?
Wow.
Like
I
getting
don't know about
close
Hall
to.
of Fame, you know. Now that you've said that, I'm sort of ticking over and I'm like, is she a Hall of Famer?
If Coco
I
Beware
mean,
is a Hall of Famer,
well, I know that they've put people in for less, right? Let's just put that out there
Abdul the
now. But
Butcher. All right.
I think for her, say if it's one of those things where it's like whoever it is next March,
Yeah.
April that goes into the Hall of Fame, right? If it is that she then jumps the line of those people,
Yeah.
like I would say that there are probably more people deserving first.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
more
which
women's wrestlers deserving, I would say.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I
No.
put the caveat on it to it doesn't have to be this upcoming Hall of Fame. It's like a
Yeah.
future Hall of
Yeah.
Fame. So if
Maybe
she
she
were
does a little
to,
bit more with the
yeah,
company.
Mm. I
and
don't
I
know.
think like
I'm not.
the fact that like Punk's back,
Yeah.
Mm.
the door has always been open as far as I'm concerned for her to be
Yeah.
there. It's like she could even been in the audience over like the last 18 months. Um, so
Could have been backstage. No one know. Wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. I don't know if you're gonna get to a point where everyone's like, I am so glad she's back, and then she's gonna get in the ring and absolute stink. That's all I'm saying.
I
Like,
mean, I was going to say the hope there then is that Becky Lynch is the person that carries her to a decent showing, but then we've just saw what happened at Clash with Nikki. So
I mean, Nikki Bella's the greatest Divas champ to ever hold the belt, but yeah, I don't think it was. To be fair, right? There's only really two spots that were really bad. The match wasn't that bad. People have just picked up on the fact that she ran up the ropes and kicked nothing, and then which was really annoying because I feel like in that moment when Becky moved out the way, she could have just made that look so much better by stepping back and being like,
Becky did that thing of like she rocked, and then there must have been something in her head where she was like, "I can't fall back because if I fall back, it's just going to look even worse."
yeah,
So I'll
like
carry on going.
she when she
should
fell
have
back,
just
I was
strutted
like,
over into the corner and grinned.
well, yeah, it's like you like if something like that happens and you're the heel, it's sound because you can be like, ho ho ho, I'm cleverer than that, woo,
Yeah.
and then just go and get it in it like whatever move or whatever, and then she can just kick it off, and you're like, oh, actually, do you know what I mean? It's like you've worked that long that you should just be able to do that shit. Like you should be able to just go, actually, that's gone wrong, but I'll play it like, oh, that was all me. Know what I mean? And then it just
Yeah.
carries on and it's fine. The head things on the announce tables, I mean, Becky could have sold them better, just saying. You know what I mean? Like, just saying. Just saying, I'm just saying, just saying, just saying. Like, I like Becky Lynch. She's not the greatest Divas champion to ever hold the belt. Nikki Bella is. But, just saying, all right, sound. Um,
I don't think Becky Lynch was ever Divas champion, was she though? So you
Nah, that'd been outlawed by the time.
can't really say that, can you? But yeah.
outlawed. Right, we'll move on. We're gonna do our thumb up and thumb down moment. So one moment or match or whatever it is that you were like, oh, that was a bit of me. And the thumb down is, oh, I don't like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I do it for the same match?
Yeah. Just do it for anything you want. What
'Cause
is your thumb up moment then?
I'm like good old fashioned Donnybrook
Yeah.
brutality. I'm here for that. But
Yeah.
then at the same time, I'm all my thumbs come up. Um, but but now I'm like down because hang on a minute, that was a bit too long and a bit too overstuffed.
Okay. Okay. I'll take that. I love that match, by the way. That was
Yeah.
that got a high rating from me. That was
Really?
really, yeah, it was
Yeah.
really good.
I've brought myself down. I went high, but then there was a bit where I was like, not much is happening at this point, and
Yeah,
then it
yeah.
started again.
You like to do blasted the life out of each other. Callum, what is your thumb up moment?
My thumb up moment is the whole Donnybrook match itself. I think
Okay.
to have a story that sort of started on Raw and carry on to a PLE between two names who haven't really had the spotlight on PLEs a lot. I think I read something where Sheamus' last singles match on a PLE was in 2022.
Hmm.
And obviously, like Rusev only returned to WWE back in April, so this was his first PLE appearance since his return as well. So to have two names sort of highlighted on this show, who yes are incredibly experienced but haven't had that spotlight, was really nice, and it was a match that was worthy of not just the stipulation but worthy of being on this card.
Okay. That yeah. What is your thumb down moment?
My thumb down moment is the Wyatt Six versus Street Profits match.
Oh my God, man, too.
I'm a
Oh,
little bit confused, like with the Wyatt Six. And I'll put my hands up and say that I don't watch SmackDown religiously.
yeah.
Um, but I remember around SummerSlam time with the whole TLC match, a lot of people were saying, "Oh yeah, Wyatt Six are faces,"
Mm,
and I don't know whether that's still intact or not. But them interfering is fine in TLC matches because of it being no DQ. But if they're still supposed to be faces and then interfering in a standard tag match, I'm like thinking, surely we should be booing this team. Like the way that like the commentary was thinking, it was like, oh, now Eric Rowan's getting involved because of course he is. It
yeah.
was no sort of these despicable this despicable troop that is the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
It felt more of a very comedic sort of feeling of
Yeah.
there's Nikki Cross.
I mean, realistically, they're not going to lose the titles until after the Universal Halloween Horror Doodah is finished.
Definitely. So my thumb up ba-da-ba-ding, is the Street Profits entrance. Love that. Love that.
Oh, I was going to say I felt sorry for them that they had to be the ones that have to
Did you not
promote
think it was
Borderlands because
cool? I thought it was cool.
Borderlands is gash.
I can't believe
Doesn't
they've changed
matter.
the
The
theme
game
tune.
is cash. It
But to be
looks.
fair, my only thing with Borderlands is because I sat through that awful film last
Yeah, but
year.
that's not the same thing, is it? That's different. Anyway, so that was cool. And yeah, me thumb down was I don't really like. Okay, so anybody who listens to this a lot knows that I am a huge Bray Wyatt fan. Okay, like he's very, very, very close to me heart, right? And I feel like I should like the Wyatt Six, but is it Gacy? Is
Yeah,
that his name? Gacy
Joe
and
Gacy,
Joe Gacy and Samuel Shaw, but I don't know his actual what is it?
Dexter Loomis.
Dexter Lumis.
Thanks to Loomis.
I watch TNA. What does that mean? They just don't like gel as a team. Like they're just missing something. I don't know what it is. I can't really put my finger on it. I can't say to you like, oh yeah, I don't like this about them. I don't know what it is. but I feel like I force myself to like them when they're tagging, and I don't know if I do.
Yeah. I
And
mean, I was just gonna say, like, I think the finish is good, but
yes,
it's that thing of like in a faction, you kind of need a team to be the tag team,
yes,
and not really.
no,
But then I can't imagine that it would look any better with like Rowan and Loomis, Rowan and Gacy,
yeah, maybe, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
it would only
Howdy and
look better.
Gacy.
It would only look better for me if it was Bow and Rowan, and that's
Do you think?
not just like the thing of the rhyming sound of it, but when they're actually called
But
the
Rowan.
Wyatt Six, and if you were watching it and you didn't know that Bow and Rowan were part of that faction, you were thinking, well, they've got nothing to do with the Wyatts,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
and
that's an
it's
argument as well because, like, I think the thing that kind of annoys me as well is that Rowan and Nikki do nothing, and it's like, why? Why are you not like? Why isn't there a thing? And another thing, which I was thinking, because I feel like they're a faction who were a bit like, ooh, we don't know what's going on. It's all smoke and mirrors, haha. But boom, surely they should free bear the belt. Like they should do
Yeah.
it where
Yeah.
you don't know who you're facing.
Hmm.
Like, because that makes the most sense. Because it's like, well, you can't prepare for the Wired Six because you don't know who you're gonna get. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then that's how they like pull the wool. So like before the match starts, Eric Rowan jumps in the ring and clotheslines someone. And then it's like, oh, you can't do that, get on the side. And he's like, I'm not even in the match. And it's like, oh, come on. Like, what are you doing here? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
just having them two, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I like the idea and I like seeing Bo on SmackDown as Bo. Like, that was cool. Like, doing his thing. Like, the whole idea of it, I get and I like and I love. You just get in the ring and I'm just like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Is it the best thing that they could do to pay tribute to Bray Wyatt? Or do you think there's something else that the company could do?
Um, I don't think they should, if I'm completely honest with you.
Okay.
I don't think they should have carried it on. Um, there's always the argument of a like a yearly thing, which I always like the idea of, where you do like the Bray Wyatt Invitational. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it's a specific type of um like match or like stipulation or something, and the winning
Yeah.
like the winner of the Bray Wyatt Invitational or Cup or whatever it is, base, look at his mask, goes on to win fight for the title. I always like that idea. I feel like NXT needs to bring back the Dusty Classic in the same breath.
yeah,
Yeah.
You
I
know what I
love the
mean?
Dusty Classic.
Yeah, like that idea of having that thing where it's like keeping that memory alive, but in a way where it's sort of
The way that, again, we say this a lot, that AEW were getting it right with the Owen.
yeah, kind of that little bit. I always think that's a big thing where like you have like even like the Mae Young um classic
Yeah. Mm.
that should carry on. Like
I'm
because
surprised that stuff like that hasn't carried on since Triple H just took over.
yeah, like that's the stuff that I'm a bit like the stuff that because it makes the matches mean something. So every match means something. So you even if they did it where you hadn't seen Bo for ages, and then they did a Bray Wyatt Invitational, and he was a wild card, and Bo Dallas came out, then you've
yeah,
got a storyline right there that he's
Yeah.
wanting to make it through the brackets to get to the final for Bray. Do you know what I mean? You get
yeah,
to hear stories from superstars who are like, "Oh yeah, I rode to them. Like this is why it's important." Like doing it that way is different to this was his weird mind, and we're trying to catch up when no one really can. Do you know what I mean? I,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not mad about the Wyatt Six in any way. I just feel like it's not, is it really like? But then there's the other side of me where it's like Bo's getting TV time, and if I wrestled and my brother wrestled, and my brother was a bigger star or I was a bigger star than my brother, and the thing that he got out of me not being here was more TV time and to be a prominent member of the WWE universe and be there. That's fine. I'm cool with that. Like that's okay. Like you ride it till it's dead. As long as he's getting TV time and he's getting paid and he's doing his thing, I'm okay with it. Like,
Yeah,
so maybe it's that side of it where he's like, look after both. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah,
But that's where my head
Yeah.
goes anyway.
yeah. I
Anywho.
think for me, it's like if you had Bo, Rowan, and Alexa part of the faction. I know you've obviously already got two of them, but to have names that were symbolic to Bray and symbolic to Harper as well, to remember
Hmm.
both of their legacies. And like you could have Nikki alongside just because of her connections with Alexa.
Yeah.
Um, it's just the thing of trying to remember, someone who has passed, and two people who have passed, because you've got to include Harper as much as you talk about Bray.
Hmm.
That's why I thought of like the Bow and Rowan tag team, because they are like the last two surviving Wyatts,
Yeah.
and it's like we are the last two here, so we are going to fight for the two that are no longer with us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that would create more of a bit more of a story, but also you would be able to root for them more because it's like the, their two brothers are no longer with them,
Yeah.
and they're here doing it for them.
Because even you could do it where it's like if you did a bracket of like 16 people or whatever, even bigger, and you did it and you had like instead of having like a wild card on each side, you'd have like you could have the Luke Harper spot. So it's like who's getting the Luke spot? And it's like you
Mm.
don't know who it is, but that's the Luke Harper spot. That's like you get somebody gets that, and then whoever they want to push or to do whatever, or do you know what I mean? Gets, and then you're remembering Luke as well. So
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. It's just one of them
In
things where I
future
just think,
years, Brody Jr.
yeah, it's just I like a tournament and I like the idea of it being for something. Like the Owen is really, really good and really clever. It's a bit ridiculous that it's Owen because he was never anything to do with AEW, but that's by the by. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have preferred the Owen to be the Brody Lee. That's where my head
yeah,
goes.
yeah,
Like, if the
yeah,
Owen was the Brody, I'd be like,
yeah,
winner. I'm all over it. Do you know what I mean? Like, that is sublime. I get what they're doing and I love what they're doing. The Owen's the Owen and I get it. Like, don't stop it. But what I'm saying is, he was never in the company. Like, and they really should, if they're doing that, they should, while we're talking about it, they should really do a TNT title Brody Invitational because he was
yeah.
like,
Because it was synonymous with him. Yeah,
yeah. So that's what you do. You do it
yeah,
for, it's like 16 people. It's for the thingy. It's then you go on to go fight for the TNT title. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Anyway, I digress once again. Um, quick fire ratings. You
yeah.
ready?
Yeah.
I've got a card as well. I'm all prepared.
Oh, are you?
Oh,
Yeah, man. Yeah. More prepared for the card.
There's something that I'd like to talk about Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella afterwards, but we'll do the ratings.
Okay. You can do it while we're doing the ratings if you want.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed.
4.
4.
Hmm.
Whew, Callum.
also 4 out of 5.
Oh my God. I give it 3.5. And I wouldn't mind having intercourse with Reigns, and I still give it um, 3. I still give it less than used to. Know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
And what a specimen of a man. Jesus, tap dancing Christ. Like, oh my God.
And this is why this snoo shoe sniffer wanted to be in the
Sniffer.
crowd.
Yeah, man. I don't know what it is, man. It's just I don't understand it. Anyway, it's all good. 50 minutes of him was not enough. Anyway, Wyatt Six versus Street Profits for the tag team titles.
I went 3.
Okay. Callum?
Yeah, I went 3 out of 5 as well.
I went 2.5 because I just didn't like it. Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
So I've got a couple of these. I
Okay.
might leave the one till last. The one that I'm sort of more happy about till last. So Nikki Bella doing the
Oh,
STF and calling it the Fearless Lock is like Nicole Kidman starring in Mission Possible, Heather Mills singing Help with a band called The Bugs, Gwyneth Paltrow recording a song called Orange, Pamela Anderson starting a band and calling them Cotley Moo, and Jennifer Aniston talking about Fight Club. There you go.
I love that.
He also,
I
if
had
you
more
couldn't
fun with
tell, he
that
also
than
hosts
the
a
match.
podcast. He also hosts a film podcast.
That's insane. I love that. That's the best thing I've ever
There you
heard.
go.
What did you rate it?
2.5.
Okay. Callum?
3 out of 5.
Okay, I give it 2.5. And I was being generous. Generous with two, but like the good old fashioned Donnybrook match. Sheamus versus Rusev.
3.5.
Wow.
Oh,
Callum.
4.5 out of 5.
Okay. I might have I gave this 4.5. I might have to change this.
Wow.
It was so good. It was so good.
Just it was doing everything that I wanted it to do, and then part of me just felt like it slowed down.
I'll give it 4. All right, because 4.5 seems ridiculous when you've given 3. Know what I mean?
I give it
3.5.
3.5.
Okay, all right. Anyway, I it was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was so good. Like I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah. Anyway, should they use more with the cracker barrels though? I feel like
Because they were essentially the anchor for the
that's
table
what I
spot, weren't
mean.
they? But
But
yeah.
like I
Well, I
wouldn't
tell you
prefer
what it
to go
was,
through
and
that.
maybe I need to watch it back. But there was a point where I thought we were nearing the end of it
Yeah.
before it then kicked up again, and it reminded me of. Here's an anecdote that I'm going to try and shorten down. Um, very early on when I was a teacher, I used to teach in a computer classroom, and some of the lessons I didn't need to use the computers for, but it just so happened that they were in there while I was teaching. And somebody who was very bad at his job and didn't really know what he was doing, came in to observe me. And his one piece of feedback that he gave me afterwards was he said, "Why didn't you use the computers?" And I said, "Well, I don't need to because it's not a computer-based lesson, that lesson." He's like, "Yeah, but it's like getting the footballs out and not letting the kids kick them." And that went through my head when I was watching this match because there was a point where I was like, "Why aren't they using the barrels? You've shown me the barrels. Please go use the barrels."
Yeah. I've seen a match where barrels have been someone's gone through a barrel. I've seen that match.
Is
Yeah, I
it
think yeah,
AEW? Is that Darby versus Janela versus
probably.
someone that we probably shouldn't mention?
Yes, and was it like um did Derby go through it or so? It was like a cracker barrel match, wasn't it, or something?
Cracker
Yeah,
Barrel, the Cracker Barrel,
yeah.
and because then they did something similar, but with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match title with Jeff Jarrett.
Like the
Cracker Barrel.
2v3 Texas Death Match.
Yeah,
Um RB's Texas Death Match. Um where are we up to? Right, yeah. Cena, Logan Paul.
I landed on a 4.
Yeah,
Okay,
4 out of 5.
okay. I'm gonna give this 4. I went higher than that again. World Heavyweight Championship match. Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, CM Punk, LA Knight. What do you got?
4.
4.
This is
Yeah,
what happens when
4 out of 5.
you book a fatal four way
Yeah.
and 3 members of the fatal four way have just done a European tour and they're all tired.
Um, I
Yeah.
gave this 3 because so the argument I had with this match was maybe it was that they were tired, but there was no real like
Urgency.
kind of yeah.
I feel like it should have been so much better than what it was.
Yeah.
Oh shit, sorry.
With those
Yeah,
4 names.
yes, yeah. I feel like when it was like one on one, it was really good.
Yeah.
Didn't matter who the combination was. And then you throw another person in, and that was okay. But then, like, getting that third person or one of the 3 out of the ring, so then 2 could go, it just didn't work. It was just a bit
Mm.
like it should be where in a match like that, there's like no rest because you get rest when you
Yeah.
get knocked out the
Yeah.
ring. So it should be like one of my favorite matches is that triple threat from like 2002 that I keep mentioning from like Unforgiven or something like the Undertaker and the I think it's like the Undertaker, The
Kurt
Rock.
Angle and The Rock, the
Yeah,
Vengeance one. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, um, Jesus. I'm like, so
Hogan's dead. What,
that
what happened then?
no, I'm not doing that again. Leo's got a tooth. Leo's tooth
Oh,
comes
I
in.
see.
Yeah.
oh,
So yeah, I feel like it should be. There's no rest spot because someone gets knocked out the ring, and then you've got two people doing the thing, and then someone
Mm.
gets in and then knocks someone out the ring, and then it's got the two people, and then the person who's been in the ring for the longest gets knocked out, and then it's like it never had that. So it just didn't. It just didn't have
it
it.
You know
it
what?
felt like
As
that
fatal four
that
ways
fatal
go,
four way from, was it Rumble 23, where it was Reigns, AJ, Orton, and Knight. That was,
Yeah.
no, it's probably
oh
24,
yeah, I
Rumble
forgot about that.
24. It just never really clicked or
I don't know what it
kicked
is.
into
It's weird.
second gear.
Mm.
It was really strange. Like, also the faces looked really dumb at times.
Yeah. Like,
Like
why
there
did
was a
Jay
moment where they
Uso
had,
super
yeah,
kick CM Punk when he'd agreed with LA Knight that they were going to go outside and put in?
put
Yeah.
Seth through the table. Like
People were
there was the
saying that.
opportunity to put Seth through the table, and then Jay was like, "Oh, actually, I'm going to do this." I mean, I think I wrote down the whole thing of Roman telling Jay, "Don't trust anyone."
Yeah.
It's like Roman has stabbed you in the back multiple times over
Yeah,
the last
because
five
like
years. Why are you going to trust Roman?
Jay's promo on Raw where he's like, "You get involved with my family." No, hang on, hang on, what's going on here? Like,
Like, you
just in
left
terms of fatal
SmackDown to get
four
away
ways,
from your family.
in
That
terms of
like
fatal four
super
ways,
kick.
it doesn't hold a candle to Connor Mills, Mike D, Zazoya, and Ricky Knight Jr. It's just so
There you
you
go.
know,
Well, that the super kick. People like I see in here on Twitter that people were like putting that next to um Shawn Michaels doing it to Triple H,
yeah,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, that's not what's happened here.
it's really not the same
Like
thing
that's
at
not
all.
like if that's what you think you're watching, you don't understand what's going on here. Because that's
You need to go back.
yeah, like that was a genuine. Do you know when the only time I've seen anything like that happen and being like, that's what they're doing was when boisterous behavior did it. When what's her face?
The fatal four way, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, Ricky was in there as well. Yeah,
yeah, he kicked Leon Slater, didn't he? Like, did he
yeah,
kick Leon Slater? And I was like,
yeah.
100% that's what they're doing. Like, I get that. Like, I got it. I was like, pop for it. It was all good. And then I seen that and was like, what?
CM Punk and Jey Uso. Nah,
What? What? What are you doing? Anyway, overall, what would you give Clash in Perez?
3.5.
Okay,
Yeah, 3.5.
okay. I
Like
would.
if we were still doing a 3 word review, I would defer that and give you a noise, which would be
I mean, I'll be honest. I watched this hanging out my ass. I'll be honest. Like I
oh,
was,
usual Sunday.
yeah, I was rough as a big bag of rough stuff. I'll be honest. I was on my ass, and the only reason I watched it was because honestly, and I probably shouldn't say this. I just couldn't be bothered to go upstairs because I was just knackered. So I was like, I'm gonna watch this, and Rachel was like, "Why? You're knackered?" And I was like, "I know, but if I don't watch it now, I won't watch it for like because we had all sorts going on." So I was like, I'm just gonna get it out the way." Like, yeah, yeah, sounds. And then was up to like 11:30 or something watching it like a loon. Like, if he's still listening, thanks a lot for keeping me out all day and all night, Alex. Thank you very much for that. Jesus, like we went out for a few a few at 12:30, and I
You're kidding
rolled
yourself.
in.
You're kidding yourself.
I rolled into ours.
What you've done? Rich is pregnant.
Well, yeah, no, rolled into ours with Nabsy's chicken at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, also anyone who's never had Nabsy's chicken is missing out. It's fantastic. But I was out for like 13 hours. I was what? I don't know. I'm a grown man, for God's sake.
And I get shouted for doing civil things like inviting you to wrestling.
That's different. You want me to stay overnight? That's different. I can go out all day. The night time. You know what I mean?
Gotta come back at night time.
Yeah. Right. Do we have any matches announced for Wrestlepalooza?
Just
I think
Stephanie Hill.
just, yeah, that
Yeah.
one.
So the women's title. Women's title. Who do you think's going to win that?
I want Stephanie to win. I feel like I want someone new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want Stephanie to win, but I've got a feeling it'll be Io.
Mm.
Unless Asuka costs Io.
Ooh.
That'd be yeah.
So are we going down the route of Punk and AJ?
Yeah.
Do we think
Yeah.
this is going to happen?
Seth and Becky versus Punk and AJ at WrestlePalooza in Indianapolis.
Sets titles on the line.
Yeah, winner take
And
all. There you go.
Becky's.
Winner take all
Winner
tag.
take
Seth and
all.
Becky's
Winner
Imagine
title.
a
take
winner
all
take
tag.
all.
Winner take
Imagine
all
Punk
tag.
being Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Do you
Yeah.
genuinely think winner takes all? That'd be
No, but now I
interesting.
do.
They could do that Crown Jewel.
Let's do winner takes all for the laugh.
Yeah.
Winner take.
But some shite stipulation where it depends on who you pin, and Punk pins Becky, so then Punk's women's Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, yeah. Like when Punk walked past Kelly when had the briefcase, and he walked past her when she was Divas champ and just was like, hmm, interesting. Eh,
Attacker.
I'd out right. I'm not sure where they're gonna go. I think Reigns obviously isn't happening.
Yeah.
Nothing with him at
Yeah.
WrestlePalooza. So you got that. I'm a
Ty's
bit
not seen the
like,
end of Raw, have you?
I feel like there's a couple of big matches here that like haven't really like we've
oh,
not
there,
even
go on, man. I'm
mentioned
only
yet.
halfway through.
Well,
Go on,
Jimmy Uso comes out at the end of Raw to
yeah,
chase off Braun and Bronson and
right.
realign himself with Jay. So poor old LA Knight's been shafted.
So Jimmy
Yeah.
and Jay are back together.
Yeah,
So
Usos and the
Jimmy
Bron
and
Brons.
so it'd be the Usos versus Braun and his son. And honestly, like sidetracking it completely, I feel really bad for LA Knight in these sort of scenarios because he's just the fourth man.
Well, because they've done the thing, haven't they, where it looks like he's almost going a bit more heelish. But
Mm,
then at
Yeah,
that point, it's like, well, who do you then automatically put him in a new thing with? Because
yeah.
there's no face mid-card champion. They could have sorted that out on Monday, but they didn't. And then there's who does he face?
I mean
Who's
Dom versus LA Knight would be quite good.
isn't Sami Zayn? Oh yeah, he's on
Yeah,
Raw.
he's on United States on SmackDown, isn't he?
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Sami
Um,
Zayn, who won the US title in Leon, but then made sure to go back to America to watch Oasis, wherever they were. Yeah,
New York, I think.
was it New York?
Think so. Somebody went from work last week because they couldn't get tickets over here.
Oh my God.
So they, him and his mates got tickets to New York and went to New York for like 4 days or something. Yeah.
Not
I'm
worth
gonna
it.
look at his bank and just think, don't look back in anger.
Yeah. His missus is on mega money, so it doesn't really matter. Mhm.
Trump nearly finished building that Wonderwall. Anyway, right. So,
The wheels are falling off. We've been doing
the
this too
wheels
long.
are falling off. Usos and the Bron Brons.
Yeah.
I've got Cena and Lesnar down.
Yeah, I've got Cena and Lesnar.
Yeah, I was going to say Cena Lesnar's the only one I would.
You would have Cena Lesnar then.
Cena
Cena
Lesnar.
Lesnar.
I
And
shouldn't say
that's
that, should
nearly
I?
what Theo was called.
I got beef the other day for saying, "Oh yeah, I was thinking that," and you were like, "Oh, well, oh."
Because you're a clairvoyant. I'm getting a word. Nonce.
Jesus.
Um,
Yeah,
and Cody versus Drew.
do you think Cody Drew is going to happen?
I'd assume so, unless
Yeah.
we're pushing it further back.
Unless you're going
Because
with Drew Orton.
I was going to say, so where does Orton fit into it?
Or maybe it is a Drew Orton, and maybe Cody comes out at the end of that, and then you do Cody Drew at Crown Jewel.
Can't,
Yeah.
because it's the Crown Jewel Championship. So
Oh, are they
Crown-
actually doing that though?
I've heard that they might not be doing that.
what?
Because
Why
it's-
do it
it's
1 year and bail it? What are you doing?
Because it's the WWE.
Because it's a Saudi thing, and because Crown Jewel this year's in Perth,
So
it's
the,
like it's to do with this, like almost like a Saudi title.
so the what? Whose idea was
that
that?
title is in the glass box in Saudi, so they can't actually get to it
Yeah,
anymore.
but like it's the Crown Jewel Championship. What are they doing? Oh my God!
You blame Paul. You blame your mate.
Whew, I'm annoyed. Okay, so well, there's 4 matches, so arguably there's only going to be 1 or 2 more.
I got 5 then.
I've got 5.
But what have I missed?
What have you got down?
Got the women's title.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got Punk and Rhea Ripley versus Seth Rollins and Becky. Winner takes all somehow.
Winner takes all.
Don't know. Usos versus Bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cena Lesnar.
And then Cody.
Oh yeah.
Well, Drew versus
Cody
Orton.
or Orton.
Who are you saying, Drew, or who are you saying?
I reckon if it's Drew and Orton, I reckon there's probably going to be maybe a number one contender stip there. It
Okay.
ends in a false finish, and you get a triple threat.
So you think it's going to be Orton, not Cody?
I do now that we've spoke about it a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean,
So
what
But I've written down Cody.
WrestlePalooza's... How many more SmackDowns have we got until that WrestlePalooza? What, three more? It's the
it's
20th, isn't it,
two, innit?
WrestlePalooza?
Two more.
Two
Two
more.
or
So
three more?
what?
You got
No more
5th, 12th,
matches.
19th.
Oh
I've
yeah,
also got
three. Yeah,
Tiffany
three more.
versus... I've also got Tiffany versus Jade. Um, just
I was
because
thinking
Tiffany
that
was
they
missing
haven't.
on this card, and I feel like she's been quite featured on PLEs as champion. So for her not to be
She
on the
has, yeah.
Paris show,
Do
for her not to be on the Paris show was a bit of a surprise, and for her not
you
to
know
like
what? Do you know
even
what I'm
defend the
shocked at?
title.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm shocked that the tag team title, the women's tag team titles weren't on Paris because of who the champions are. I thought because it's because it's Charlotte and Alexa, like
Yeah.
they'd be all over the place, and they haven't really been. Shocked at that.
They were on the tour though. They wrestled on the
Yeah,
tour.
Yeah, they were, yeah. I'm just saying, I just thought they'd be everywhere
Yeah.
because of who it is. But okay, well we've got 6 matches, so that's not too bad. Um, do you think? Yeah, I think that's it. Do you think profits are breaking up? I meant to ask you this before.
I thought that at the beginning of that match. I was like,
Mhm.
hmm.
Yeah, that's what Bron was saying, weren't it? I hope they don't break them up. I want them to do like a New Day thing where it's just like they go and do single stuff.
I think more teams need to do that where it's a case of like, you know what, we've done as much as we can do as a tag for a while.
Yeah,
Let's go in our separate ways and see what happens, and then
yeah, yeah.
when we need
Although I
to,
will say, um, I I I don't know why they've started coming out with solo cups and B-Fabs there and that. That's weird. Why have they gone back on them? I don't know.
because I
Anyway,
feel like the Bobby Lashley Pride thing was the thing that never really kicked off,
no.
and then he went to hurt people.
Yeah, he did. So yeah, we've got 6 matches. The women's title match, Punk and a female, versus Seth and Becky. Winner takes
Any
all.
female, take your pick.
Female, any. Usos and Bronze, Cena Lesnar, Drew Orton. I don't know if that will be called, and then Tiffany Jade. That sounds like an all right show, isn't it?
It's not bad, is it?
You know
yeah.
what I mean? I'd take that. Little bit bits and bobs changed. Anything else you'd like to add about Clash of Paris or about Wrestlepalooza or anything else that you want to talk about? Also, I will say if they go back to Paris at some point, I am definitely looking at tickets because it's only over the way, innit? You know what I
I mean,
mean?
we know that Adam probably won't, based on
No, I'm all right, thanks.
It's
his
only
love
over
for the
there,
French
so I just
fans.
thought,
It is just
Um,
over there.
the two of you talking about Street Profits made me think they must be right up there with like one of the most successful NXT call-ups. Because I remember that their run in NXT was okay, but it was around like the time when you had Undisputed Era, DIY. A lot of tag teams were dominating NXT at that time. And I remember when they got called up, I was thinking, I don't really see how far they can go.
no.
Um, but they've been a real like a massive success story when
I
you
love
think
Profit
about
too.
it.
I do.
And I do worry about them possibly splitting up because as talented as Dawkins is, there's always that one partner, and it's like they're going to put more time and effort possibly in Montez than they are
Yeah,
Dawkins, or the other way
Tez
around.
is like the potential of Tez
yeah.
Yeah,
is like
Tez is
next level.
Otis and what's her face is Tucker, isn't he?
yeah.
Remember that
What's her
guy?
face is Tucker.
Dawkins is
Hawkins.
Tucker.
Couldn't think of his name. What's his
Um,
face? You
and
know
I
what I
don't
mean?
really want that to happen because of the success that they've had
This
as
is
a
why I'm
tag
saying. This is
team.
what I said though, because like what you saying that. That's what I'm saying. It's like they shouldn't do it like where they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm angry at you, and then they have like one blow off match, and then one you don't see Dawkins ever again, or he's on main event or something, and then Tez is like facing Cody and that.
This is where the draft could have always been a good thing.
Apparently they're not doing one now.
I know we recorded an
There
episode
goes
all the
our
way back in
episode.
May
No.
because we were like, a draft is on its way. Let's do
Apparently it
one.
hasn't been talked about.
No,
I
but
don't
like
know.
if you get a team and you just go, right, you're over there, you're over there, they
Yeah.
don't have to fall out. They don't have to
Yeah.
be.
Didn't he do that with the Dudleys? And
Yeah,
then
Yeah, they did it with
yeah.
thing, and then
and then it would
everyone was
go,
eventually like, I can't be a reverend anymore. I'm gonna
yeah,
come
I
back
can't
and
be a
save
reverend.
you.
Yeah.
Um,
Anyway.
yeah,
Um, yeah, talking of NXT call-ups and all that stuff. Yeah, way back on NXT.
I know, and it was a bit of a weird one that you've got a face tag team. Well, positioned as faces because they're not faces, but they came out in the blue shirts and chrome hearts and all that kind of stuff.
I
Alan knows
think it was
chrome hearts, by the
more,
way. He knows
yeah,
that by letter. Um, but then Trick Williams is going, "You want to talk about history in NXT? I know someone who I've got history in NXT," and everyone's like, "Carmelo Hayes, then?
yeah.
Who else? Who else? There
Um,
be nobody else, Trick."
yeah. Anyway, anything else before we wrap this up?
Um, no, just shout out to Charlie Sterling because he's a guy, isn't he?
He is a guy. That's true. As always, stay safe, stay entertained, and watch the wrestling you want to watch. And we will catch you next time.